Annyeonghaseyo. I wanted to reach out and say hi to everybody. I haven't made an update in like a week or so, especially via video. I do also have some new pictures to post for you, so keep on the lookout for those. I plan on getting them done this weekend. I am also working on lesson plans and report cards right now, so a little bit busy this weekend as far as work is concerned, and of course it's gorgeous out today, and I'm trying to get stuff done inside, figures. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you a little bit and tell you kind of some of my observations and what I've noticed, and answer people's questions. I was talking to Jazz the other day, and he asked me what was the most surprising thing I've encountered so far, and I had a really hard time answering the question. I haven't experienced so much surprise as I have interest or curiosity, I guess, and I think not surprising because I went into this with an open mind, and I didn't go into this expecting that everyone lived like Americans lived, and I tried to be not ethnocentric at all. So anyway, some of the interesting things that I've found that I enjoy and that make me laugh or make me smile a little bit is three things about what I've noticed in communication with the kids at school. Number one, first you should know that Korean schools are totally different from American schools. Like, we are encouraged to fawn all over the children. It's seen as a sign of love and affection, just like in America. But in America, you can't touch the kids. In Korea, the parents want you to love all over them, let them love all over you, sit in your lap, hold them, kiss them, play with their hair, all sorts of stuff, because they see it as a sign that you really like their kids, and they want you to like their kids, because everything is a competition here. Everything. The kids make it a competition as to who finishes the work first, or who has the longer pencil, or it doesn't even matter. Everything is a competition. And the moms get really competitive too. So it just kind of goes downhill. So one of my students, and I mentioned this before, Easton, he loves my elbow. My left elbow, to be specific. He like rubs all over it. He sits on my on my left side, and I try to give him the right one sometimes when we're like standing in line, and he doesn't want the right one. So he switches around and goes to the other side of me, and he's like rubbing all over my elbow. He's like pulling the skin. He just plays with it. He just rubs it. He puts his mouth up to it, and he's not kissing it. He's not like puckering up, but he's just kind of like holding his mouth on there, and he's smelling it too. Friday, he said to me and made my day. He said, "Lindsay, teacher, your elbow smells very good. I love them." And it just like tickled me pink. He made me laugh and made me smile, and I just thought that was such a genuine compliment. And I don't, he doesn't even, it didn't faze him. Like, he didn't even think about it. He's just the honesty comes out. I love that. And another thing I've noticed as far as communication with the kids is we in America, I feel like, especially, we ask backwards questions or negative questions. So we will say things like, "Don't you think the weather's really nice today?" And in Korea, the way yes and no translate, it's ne is yes, and annyeong is no. And it's an agreement or disagreement. It's not yes or no like we in America know yes or no. So if you ask a backwards question and say, "Don't you think the weather is nice today?" they'll say no, because you just asked them a negative question. So then you're confused because it is actually really nice outside today, and they told you that they don't think it is. So you're confused, and then they know you're confused, so they're confused, and it's like a cyclical confusion wheel. So I've really tried to, and I feel like I needed to do this anyway, probably. I'm trying to ask direct questions and be more precise with my language so that I'm clear and people understand me. And I have a tendency to make questions out of statements, by inflecting up at the end of my sentence. I don't know if other people suffer from the same habit, but it does not translate in Korea. So when I say a sentence and then I inflect it up, but it's still a sentence, so it's not really a question, nobody answers you because you didn't ask a question. Another thing I've noticed is what is/was really frustrating, and I'm trying to work around this, but I don't know if I'll ever get past this. So let's say we're talking about a story, whatever we just read, and I'll ask a question. Do you think slavery was good or bad? And all the kids, ooh, me, teacher, me, I know. And so I'll say, okay, Roy, do you think slavery was good or bad? I don't know. Okay. Amy, do you think slavery was good or bad? I don't know. Okay, Sua, do you think slavery was good or bad? I don't know. And I'll be like, okay, slavery was bad. That's why it's no longer allowed. And they all just kind of look at me like, what? So they get really excited to answer questions when you ask them, but they are not comprehending what we're reading. So they're English, they're practicing their words, and they're saying the words out loud, and I'm correcting them when they read. But the comprehension of what we're actually talking about, I think, is either above them or as in the case with a lot of things, including myself right now with Korean, just because you can read a language doesn't mean you know what it means, doesn't mean you can understand it. So that's been interesting and frustrating, and sometimes I'm just like, okay, well, let me just give you the answer. I pretty much write everything, and then they copy it, and I guess that's normal. I went into this with the high school mentality, though, of you need to do your own work. I'm not going to do it for you. So I'm changing gears in my head constantly, and it's exhausting. Another thing, my sister asked me the other day if I wake up to birds chirping every day, and the quick answer was no, because I don't. And then I realized how much I missed that. At Jazz and Carolyn's house, I had birds all around me all the time, and I loved it. Especially in the morning. So anyway, I think it's just because of where I live, is that I live like more in a city, that I don't have the nature around me. I don't really have any trees where I am, unless I go down to the river. I have seen 3 different kinds of birds. I've seen they're like literally this big, little brown finches, and I've seen these big, nasty looking birds. They're like mean looking, not nasty necessarily, but like mean. They're like a really dark midnight blue with white tips on their wings, and they caw like a crow. So I don't know if that's some sort of crow variation. I'm not really sure. I tried to get a picture today. I don't know how well it's going to turn out, but I'll see if I can upload it. And then I've seen cranes, white cranes along the river, and pigeons, but that's nothing special. They look the same as they do in New York. So not a whole lot of nature that I've seen. And I think that's it. I think that's like some of the best questions I've asked or had asked of me. I'm really, really, really excited to receive my first package. Thank you, Mom. That's awesome. I cannot wait to open that package. And it makes me really happy to know that it's on its way. You have no idea. Anyway, that's it. I miss everybody. I'm doing well. Living in Korea rocks. Love it. I really like being here. I like the fact that I'm seeing new things and learning new things and picking up on new things every day. I'm studying Korean. I can say my numbers now, which is cool. Thank you, Jake, who I work with. I also asked one of my teachers to help me out with like the same things that my kids do. So the kids are learning the words in English, and they practice spelling them in English, and they also practice spelling them in Korean. And I'm doing the same thing, only reverse. So my job is to learn these words in Korean, how to say them, pronounce them, and how to like spell them out. And I actually have my older kids, my second graders, in the afternoon, I actually have them quiz me on stuff. They get a kick out of it because, you know, my pronunciation is terrible for to their ears, just as like sometimes some of the words they say is terrible to my ears. So we're learning together, and I think that they really, really like that. I would anyway if I had a teacher who was trying to teach me a language and I could teach her mine. So anyway, I miss everybody, and I love you all. I hope everybody is doing well. Hit me up on Facebook or Skype or my blog or an email. Please, I need to know what's going on because I miss everybody and I feel like I don't get to talk to anybody. So reach out to me. I will see you later. Bye.